think I need new gloves. Get the lift going, huh? Get it in place. Ooh, so I had a commenter on that very first unboxing video for the lift, and they said, hey, was it that one or the next one? I forget. They said, looks like you're not lifting where you should be. So he said you can get these pre-made, or you can use a router to put a groove there. So that'll go right over. Probably not perfectly, but that's better than nothing, right? We'll see how it does. Dun, 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 I'm so organized. All right. Now I'm gonna have to go a little ways and then check, especially check because they've got that groove. I'm just not going up onto a frame rail like on the truck or something. I feel like I've done this before in another video, you know? For sure I have. Well, there's best positions I can. Up we go. Well, that's smart. Let's run down the road over a blind hill curve doing a wheelie on a dirt bike on the road. That's excellent. And another. I'm gonna see, I might go up a little higher because I'm gonna be underneath here, dropping that oil pan. And that's one of the comically small dirt bikes. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can go to the next safety point. The second little divot there. We'll lower onto those safety latches. And we're good. Make sure I get all that tension out of the lines. Right, so front of the car, come on down under. And you can see actually on the ground we got some drips, fresh ones. I mean, when I say fresh, I mean, yeah, we're fresh. And as I said, we're doing top down here. Valve cover gaskets are done. So now, like, we've clearly got, I think, I say clearly it is, but I mean, we've got oil coming off of right there. We've got oil coming off of the filter. So we've got oil just everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and do this oil pan because it's dripping for sure, I think, on the, for sure, I think, yep, onto our exhaust here and smoking. Is it leaking elsewhere? I mean, I'm just assuming yes, but it could be splashing off of this getting elsewhere. I don't know. All right, so obviously before you take the oil pan off, you're going to want to drain your oil out. So this has been rounded and mutilated and so many times. I'm going to use one of these things. They're like these push-in pin. They call them, I think they call them, oh gosh, there's a drip almost in the eye. And location makes me think rear main seal. But anyway, I'm really hoping that's not it. Anyway, this little universal socket hopefully will do the trick. So, in the military, this is what we would call a class 3 leak down here, folks. This thing is leaking. Did the trick. Popped it right loose. Now, I hadn't over-tightened it when I put it back on last time because I knew what I was dealing with. So we got that. Let me put you the other way. Looking this way, maybe, huh? Ow, cramp. Bending over backwards. I'm probably gonna splatter all over too because I'm way up high. I guess I could use a funnel, couldn't I, to catch it? Or I could do like this, huh? Until it calms down a little bit. Now I didn't warm the engine before doing this, but that's because things and stuff and up on a lift and whatnot. That's okay. This oil change is actually only 500 miles old. Maybe just over. So this is pretty fresh oil I'm taking out of here. But I feel good about doing it because look, I mean, it's got some color to it. Not bad. But, you know, that's fine. No big deal. I mean, look, oil costs money, but a healthy engine is worth wasting a little bit to get another good job done and not get oil all over my driveway or in my garage. Continue to, I should say, because it's just keeps on leaking. Kind of nice just to get under the car and look around, you know. Actually reminds me I want to replace this boot over here. On the rear lower control arm, right here. That boot is torn. I didn't replace that control. I replaced the top and the lower forward, but not that one because it was a bear to get to, and the ball joint was still good. It just needs a new boot. Put a little grease in there and put a new boot on it. But I'm enjoying watching it. Isn't that nice? Just a nice, slow, easy stream. Here, you can barely see it right there. All right, let's see if I over-tightened that last time. I don't use the wrench to tighten, only to take off if I need to. Of course, it's all covered in oil. I don't have any rags next to me at the moment. That's a bigger diameter one too. I know some people talk trash about Fram, but man, I like that grip, that texture that they wrap here on the bottom. I'm turning it, I think. Yep. It took 2 hands to do it. There we go. All right. Are you going to come? Huh? There we go. What's up, sis? Thanks anyway.
Just an oil change, or are you doing the other filter?
Gasket.
Oh, gasket.
Yep. Yep. See, folks, I'm bad on terminology, and my sister's even worse.
Yep.
So you put us together, we have no idea what the other one's talking about half the time.
Things and stuff.
Yeah, things and stuff. Thingamajigs, and that's about it. All right. Wow, you're watching the oil drain. That's useful. Which way do I want to have you face next? Okay. Here we go. Half-inch socket for these bolts on the oil pan, and I'm just gonna bust them loose, and then I think I'm gonna use the impact to get them down real quick. That did not sound like a... I've got an electric, not air. Anyway, just gonna work our way around here and loosen all these up. And we'll be cleaning this oil pan up, putting a new gasket on, and throwing it back up in place. So we've got the exhaust pipe right here, but all the bolts are out of the pan, and I'm wondering, how do I bust this loose? I'm guessing pick a spot and pry. All right, so let's use our science brains, kids. Here on this side, prying is the hardest because we've got the least leverage to where it's secured both vertically and horizontally. So we should really be prying from as far back this way as we can. Prying over here, you're working against 2 dimensions. I want to be working against basically just 1. So I really need to be, if I can be, over here. And I've got this little, yeah, I might be able to move. Hey, Ed, I've got it figured out.
What do you say?
So I say, yes, I am saying.
I'm going to give my knees a break, because...
Well, here, just get this out of the way. I don't want to bump the camera, like break it. Or you could sit down. There's a stool over there. A rolly stool. So I'm going to just mosey on back here and move this wheel well shield thing if I need to. Oh, can I get my... No, I can't get my arm there. But I want to hit through here. Right there. Yeah. That'll be on the end, and I'd actually be able to get to it because I can't get to it any other way.
Well, it looks like it's being held on by a zip tie, so
Yeah.
just saying,
So-
just snip the zip tie. There's a scissor right here.
Oh, you got scissors? I was going to use the vice grip.
Yeah,
Just
they were
pop
left outside, and they're nice pair of scissors. It's a Fisker brand. They didn't rust, so, you know.
it. It was in here in the garage.
No, I just pulled it out the ground.
I pulled it outside today. It's fine. If you believe that, I've got oceanfront
Property in Arizona.
Like that.
Yep, it is. From my front porch, I can see the sea. Now what?
Screwdriver. I need to pop this.
Yeah, why do you keep putting it 6 feet away from yourself?
Well, because otherwise I'll roll over it and it'll obstruct my roll.
Mm-hmm.
I want to reuse these clips if I can.
Oh, we've got like 2 things
I
of
don't
clips.
care. I want to reuse them if I can. Because I don't even know if it's the right type. So I might not have this exact type.
That's true. They don't look familiar.
Then you put the wrong kind in there. It doesn't work quite right.
And you end up using more zip ties.
Yeah. Yeah, just forget the clips entirely. Just go to zip tie. Here we go. See that? Now I can like get right in here. See, well, you can't see from there.
Yes, I can. Now I can see your face as well.
But you can't see up here.
Yeah, well, I can't be right next to you either. You'd be saying, I can't roll.
Yeah, you're in my way.
Can't make the guy happy.
Is that the gap? I feel like I've got the gap between the oil pan and the engine right here. I was on it. I swear I was on it. There it is. Okay. And then where'd my hammer go? Left it on the other side of me. Okay. Oh, did I just hear it? Yep. There it comes.
Yep. Maybe that's why that little thing is there. Access port.
Yeah, maybe so. I thought I'd have to pull it. It's actually like completely falling down now. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can negotiate this. Here, you take this. So when I bring this out, I got something to dump it in. So it came all the way down on this side. I think it's still hanging on by something over here. Like a tiny bit of gasket. There it comes. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Gotta love those engineers. No, I'm gonna have to, correct me if I'm wrong, it's looking like I'm gonna have to remove the exhaust pipe. Because, you know, there's no other possible way they could have designed this, I'm sure. Yeah, it's
well,
too
that kind of
tight.
sucks because it's not like that just disconnects.
Well, it does here.
Yeah, I know,
and
but
it
I'm
does,
looking at that up there.
and it does.
Is it a?
Does it
Is
go
it a
all the way?
compression fitting there?
No, I'm
What
pretty
is
sure
that?
the canister goes all the way up there. So do I have to take the freaking exhaust manifold down? No. They wouldn't do that, would they? There's no way they would make it. If you've got to drop the oil pan, that you'd have to take the exhaust, because now you're going to be opening up another can of worms. Like another gigantic can of worms. So am I, please say I'm missing something.
It can't go that way anymore.
No, it hits right here.
Oh.
I mean, they've got it jammed up in there. I mean, I'm on the exhaust manifold right there.
Jeez.
Not exhaust manifold, exhaust pipe.
There's no grunting that'll get it out of there.
Huh? Yeah, no, I don't think there's any amount of grunting that I could do. Yeah, I don't think any amount of grunting is going to do this. So, yeah, I just started pulling so I can take this shroud out because, sure enough, Sis went ahead and looked on a forum and what was that guy's handle? That'd be funny to put that out for somebody, but he was pretty funny in his description.
Yeah. Something like, be ready to get your hands dirty.
They already were. I already cleaned them off once or twice. So the shroud's got to come off at a minimum. I don't know how to take the shroud off the radiator. They go together, don't they? So now I got to learn that. Oh, it's bolt on. No? Yes, no? I don't know. We'll learn. But so this has to come out to get access to the exhaust manifold, because I got to remove the exhaust manifold, which means I'll need a new exhaust manifold gasket set. And then we can drop the rest of the exhaust down to get the oil pan down, to get a new gasket on the oil pan, to put the oil pan back up, to put the exhaust back up. Remember my old Shadow? Man. Just drop the pan, gasket, put the pan back up. Done. If only it were that easy. Got cords running everywhere. I mean, there's a million electrical connectors. I think I've got them all now. Let's see if we can slide this up past. It's already broken, so let's see if we can keep it mostly in one piece while we're doing the shimmy to get it up out of here. And I'm caught. Well, because it's got a plastic tab, and there's a coolant line right there. So, of course, it can't go past it. And that, is that clipped on there too? I'm going to have fun putting this back in.
Yeah, you are.
Ta-da! We'll just kind of, yeah. Ooh, look at that. From when it hit that deer. That looks nice. I'm gonna make some room here for this thing's official parking place. I don't really feel like trying to see if that even comes off. We're just gonna put this right there. How about that? Huh? So this job is not getting done anytime soon. What am I gonna drive to work? The truck? We don't need 4-wheel drive, right?
No.
It's good roads right now. So as long as we don't need because the 4-wheel drive's not 4-wheel driving. Have I mentioned that before?
Yeah, we found out in the worst possible way.
The nice thing is it's only 3 cylinders for this bank. So we got 1, 2, 3. They're like right there. Might not be that difficult? Question mark. This might be the harder. The bolts. You know what? First things first. Let's get them soaking. Let's hit them with some WD-40, right? And then we'll go watch some Star Trek Voyager.
Something.
All right. So I've gotten these 2 bolts off right here where it holds the heat shield on. And I've gotten 2 out of the 3 exhaust manifold bolts from underneath. Now, these are stud and nut setups, but the whole thing came out. So I got 2 out of the 3 from the bottom so far. And I figured it's time probably to go ahead and remove these 2 nuts once I get that off to allow that to come down. So I actually already busted this one loose. Wasn't too difficult to do, but I mean, you wouldn't think so, because all this stuff's got oil all over it because the daggone car's leaking so much. So I guess that's a benefit of having a leaky car, right? This stuff breaks loose really easy. I'll flip this around. Forgot I had the ratcheting style. Oh, that's loose. All right. Putting all my exhaust parts together. Hopefully not mix them up. Oh, I got a head cold, guys. We're actually out of school. The district called it. They said our attendance is too low. Got too many faculty and students, both, absent. So try to allow it to run its course, and we'll make up the days at the end of the year. We did 2 of what they call NTI days, non-traditional instruction. That was fun. You know, we get some of the students do the work from home. That's great, but a lot of them, they never will. Man, there's just oil all over the place. Good job to get done here. Way more of a pain than I thought it would be. Why couldn't they just put another one of these like right here, and we could just drop that section? No, gotta do the whole manifold. So this last one, it's on the bottom, but I can get to it from the top because it sticks out the side enough. So I'm on there with a deep socket. And we're getting it loose. This is a 13 millimeter. I only have a metric for deep socket set. So you probably could get on there with a 1/2 inch, but I am at a slight angle, so I think maybe this 13 is giving me better ability to get on there. And I'm just looking again at my poor fan shroud. It's just, I was looking at, but just buy a new one, but it's like it's $100, and then they'll probably ship. That's online, and then they probably ship it, and it'd probably be broken just like this one. So kind of like when I bought this, it came cracked, so I just threw a nasty repair on it. So I might just throw some tape on there, you know, help hold it together. We'll see. Before I put it back in, you know. Let's see if it comes out. Yeah. For a second I thought, but you know, these threads get so rusty, corroded, that it comes out with the whole stud. That's okay. So that's the 3 bottom ones are done. And I get my peepers on the top 3. Absolutely. Right there. Right there. A little bit of an angle, but it should work. I don't really feel like taking the O2 sensor out of there. I'll leave that. Alright, so we're done. These were from underneath. This one I got from the side. From the top, showed you. These 2, hey, they came off the studs. So that's neat. This holds your dipstick mount. And then this was the last one on the left, as looking from the front of the vehicle. So we got them all off. And before I go any further, I want to see if I can get these zip ties out of the way. I need to like buy stock in whatever companies make zip ties, because there's quite a few on this car, and I'm not going to do it right and find out how to properly mount it, because most of them, like this guy, they're broken, you know, and I broke most of them when I was doing the valve cover job. I mean, it's old plastic, guys. It's brittle. So that's loose, and I should be able to get this off now, and that way I don't need to, you know, disconnect the O2 sensor. Screwdriver. Here we go. It should. I can never remember if it's in or out. There. I still don't know whether it was in or out. It was just push it down. Got it. Okay. So that's released. So it can go with that, should it just like fall. I think I want to do it from underneath. It is going to be up against this cross member thing though, so that's fun. Let me show you. Yep. So we got the heat shield, and if you go down, you're going to hit that. Like, But I need to come out first, and then down. Goodness. Don't do what I did.
leave the oil pan up until you get this out of the way. Now I need to get a bolt to hold it for me. Like, how do you get it out? I do have one stud up there. I want to be careful not to break that off. The rest of them came out. But how do you, how do you get it down?
All right. So I've got my ratchet on there with a short extension, and that is a number 5, a 5mm to get that stud out. I'm about to get it out, and my fear is as soon as I get that popped out, well, it'll just fall. So, I mean, there, catch that. There.
Just move it out of the way, right? I think, therefore I am. Was that Cartier? Voltaire? Who was that? I think, therefore I am. I don't remember, guys. That was a long time ago. Was that high school I learned that, or college? I think I actually learned something in one of those two. I don't know, maybe both. Almost hit me in the face. All right, go in your bowl so I don't lose you. And now, this should, I say that entirely too much, come right down. Gasket's holding up. Come on. There we go. Finally. Ugh. That is just absolutely filthy. Yeah, spilling all over. That's okay. All right. That's just wonderful. So I think, I'm going to spray this with some brake cleaner. You got to pull the rest of this gasket down. This is why it was leaking, you guys. It's got barely any pliability left in it. I just pulled this down and just cracked right off. It's cracking off in pieces. See that? I mean, I know you can't see it up there, but so when it's that brittle, there's just no pliability left, which means any little crack, you're going to start leaking, and it can't reseal. They've got that leak stop stuff, and I suppose that old brittle, as long as it's not broken anywhere, that stuff's supposed to make this pliable again and soft enough to fill those little gaps. But what do you think? Should I take this oil pickup off and clean the inside of that out real good? The mesh? Yeah, there's some gunk in there.
I missed one. Sure enough, I was up here clearing, just doing some brake cleaning, and there it is. Now, it's a pain to get to because you got your O2 sensor right there, and I already have it loose, so it's tough. And the heat shield's so close to it, you can't get your my O2 sensor socket on it. So we're going to stick with the plan and just take the whole thing off. I had to put 2 of these more flexible 1/4-inch drives to get up in there, but by golly, it's loose. So let me put you in the stand, and I think now we'll finally be able to bring the whole exhaust manifold down, so I can do a better job cleaning, mating surface up, do it right.
It's just everything is so tight. Jiggle a 1/4-inch this way, a 1/2 inch that way, here it comes. There, we got her. There we go.
Good. That's fantastic. But while we have it off, we might as well go ahead and replace this. You can see what kind of shape that head was in. In fact, at one point, I chiseled a side flat to help get it off. So now the question is, did I get the right threads? And washer. Which way does that go? This way for sure. That's nice. All right. Yep, that's the one. So our pan, man, I swear you could probably hit it with 10 cans of brake clean. I used a can and a half. And, you know, it's a little better. I wiped it down with a rag first, because otherwise you really would have to use 10. And then it's kind of cleanish on the inside. Let me get a clean rag. Sprayed it out, but you know, there's still, you can still see stuff in there. If you can see it, grab it. Let's get the new gasket. And we'll just find a right angle, nice tight. Should be our corner. Nope. Nope. And they do have these little knobby looking sections. There's one there, and that's it. So if I find those two, here we go. Should be able to figure out where everything else goes. So I do really like this style of gasket. Same type of gasket. Oh gosh. Uh-oh. Drive it backwards maybe? I hope. Oh yeah. There we go. But I really like this style. You know, it's nice and soft. And it holds itself in. I remember I used to, you know, the old style, I'd have to put a little grease, little dabs of grease to hold it in place. Not so with this. And you don't need to use any RTV sealant. It says right on the packaging, don't use that stuff. So I won't. There we go, we got our new, you know, and that first filter will have to do some work because, you know, there's a little, I mean, it's probably better than it was, but so I know there's some folks that like to change their filter every other time. When you do stuff like this, the next couple oil changes, it's probably a good idea not to do that, and maybe to go a little short, you know, on that oil change, just to help give it a good rinse since you had the system open. All right, I'll tighten that down once I have it up in there. Let's go check. Pretty sure I'll probably need to scrape something off the mating surface. Let me go check that first before we put this up. So right here, I was just spraying some WD-40 in here and tapping, and I got some junk. There were a couple pieces like this. Look, this little piece that was in there. So I'm really glad I took this pickup off, and I'm just kind of cleaning it out, you know, because I could see some stuff in the screen. So I'm really glad. You know, you can rub on this with the WD-40, and it actually starts to work on that. Oh wow, look at that. There's like a new part going back in there. I think I've got maybe one more or two more cans of brake clean. So now that I've got most of it off, I'll give it a quick spray, try to knock the gunk out of there. Okay, well there you go. Cleaned up as good as I really want to. I'm sure you could. I started to just to see how well it would do. I used a chisel, just kind of scrape some of this. Is this called varnish? I don't know, guys. I'm not a mechanic. Dried on oil, y'all. And you could spend all day cleaning it. It's good enough. The pickup looks much better. And the mating surfaces. Look, the most important thing is the mating surfaces are cleaned up. So we're ready to go ahead and put the pan back on. Let me find a place to set you up. All right. Throw a couple of these in to hold it in place. No, those were the bigger ones. Yeah, that's right. There we go. There we go. Come on, find it. There it is. Sure is easier without the exhaust in the way, I'm just saying. Why am I not using a power tool? Huh? I got power tools. Now, I ain't no dummy. I mean, sometimes maybe, but I'm not tightening. I'm not even getting close. I'm just doing some of the monotonous stuff, you know what I mean? I'm still going to start them by hand. Once I know they're okay, then we can go ahead and get them closer. Not even touching, see? That one kind of being a little tight there. Give it back. Now, I don't need to go all the way in yet. I just needed to get it past so I could put that one in. Pull up a little bit. I noticed toward the end I was getting a little tight. I think it's because this side's still down a little bit until those bolts, you know, secure it up. So don't try to like, tighten it all the way in either direction until the other side's at least helping. I figure you probably have to go back and forth a little bit. And now, before I go any further, I'm going to go see if it has torque specs on that packaging. Packaging, oh, it's almost within arm's reach. Does it have destructions on the back? No. On the front? No. Here's the thing. Ideas. This is the same material and style of gasket as the valve cover gasket. So would it stand to reason that the torque specs would be the same? And you might be thinking, well, yeah, but this is on the bottom end, so it has to like hold oil back. Yeah, but it's still creating a seal. A seal's a seal. A horse is a horse. So we're gonna go ahead and get my torque ratchet, right? It's not really a wrench. And we're gonna use the same specs. Yeah, it was 87 inch-pounds or something silly like that. So what do you say we dial this back to like 85-ish? So that's 120 110, 100, 90, and we'll put it right in the middle there at 85 to start. We're going to do 85 to start, and I'm assuming it's like these other ones where you go kind of in the middle and do a back and forth pattern like your lug nuts. Here we go. Right there. Definitely don't want you over torquing this, or you just flatten out and wreck the gasket. The whole point of this. Right there. To go from 85, I was already there, up to 90. I mean, that's it though, right? I'm done in there, so the shroud's first thing ready to drop in, because then everything just connects to the shroud. Pretty sure that's the way it goes, right? I mean, anyway, we do have, you know, some crackage on this, so if I get it, oh my goodness. Let's just see if I get it in there, you know, in one piece, because it's acting like it wants to see how many pieces it can actually be. I remember which way this went. Pretty sure it went. Was it this way? Right? How on earth? Ooh, what was that? There it is. There it is. Yeah, another hose was just out of where it was supposed to be.
My back would hurt, ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I said, I'm going to do this.
Clip
And I'll be darned if
for the big hose is almost back in place. Come on. There. That's in. And ta-da! Did you hear it click in? There, it just clipped right in. I can put that back in there, that back in there, that back in there. It all just, once I got the smaller coolant line out of the way, everything was dropped in. Shoot. I forgot to put the O2 sensor, plug it back in. Can I remember and then find and click in where it goes? It goes here, right? Doesn't it go here? Oh my goodness. Pretty sure. Oh, no, come here. Come here. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this was zip tied, if you recall. Zippy tie. Yep, that's right. I'm sure that is the proper configuration, the proper way to do things. Just zippy it. Hey, as long as this thing doesn't go in the fan blade, right? In fact, rather than zip tying it, I might. Let's see. I can just run it. Can I just run it there? Huh? What do you think? Actually, it clips in right there. Let's put it on the other side of the clip and then go around it. Is there enough? If there's enough slack. Oh my goodness, is that like perfect? That's perfect. There. Now I don't need to zip tie a bundle. Just the right length. Yeah. And that's about the play it had before. Good. Holy mackerel. There's got to be parts left over. Let's see if we've got parts left over. Yeah, the only thing. Oh, nope. Yep, this got to get put back. This and a couple more connections, and then I'll be putting that cover back on over there. Whew. Well, you know, you can almost feel yourself getting sicker. It's starting to swell on the back of the throat. That's wonderful. Couple more quarts. I already dumped 4 in. I stashed the tools in the right place under the car. You know, figure give me something to do that's light tomorrow, since I'll probably be not feeling even as good as I was today. So, oh, this is wonderful though. I say it's wonderful. Well, once we get it down off of the lift, start her up, make sure nothing's rattling that wasn't rattling before. And yeah, oh, just a wonderful job to get done. Won't be so many drips in the driveway or in the garage if I parked it in the garage. So, anywho, do I need to show you guys anything else? I just shoved the tools and made sure all my connections were made. I didn't even lose the little screw that hold in the control module for the fan. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I don't think I lost anything, even the 4 little clips for over there that in the wheel well. Done. Done with all the projects? No. But that one was one of the bigger ones that was left. I got a little boot to replace over here on a control arm. And then I'm just tracking down that mystery rattle that can't figure out what it is. So we'll just keep driving it and seeing if we can isolate that. Otherwise, this is still just really cheap, reliable transportation, and you know, it would hurt if it got in a wreck now or hit a deer. But at least you're not out a lot of money. You know, some people are, well, you know, that's what insurance is for. Well, you pay for insurance. You know, if you're paying for full insurance, sheesh. So I don't have to with this. This has got property liability on it, and that's it. There goes the old man. Good to see him still out and about. That guy, if he ever quits working, he's done. You know what I mean? There's some people that are so wired just to work. And they enjoy it. So it's not really work, I guess. Whoa. I'm good. Well, I'm going to go take a hot shower with some Dawn. And go have some on my face, even, probably. I usually, because, you know, you get an itch. Whew. That needs to get washed again. Maybe I ought to buy a new one from myself. My phone is very particular about what cord it's using. And right now we've got a rubber band around the cord and around the phone holding the cord into it. I'm not even kidding. Why would I kid about something like that? So I don't even want to pick my tools up until the car's out of here, because then I'd have to handle them twice. So what if we just shove them all under here, lay them down, so the car will roll over the top. It's the flu. Might just be common cold, whatever it is. I haven't been feverish, but I get tired. And I have felt some muscle aches, not associated with doing things. So I don't know. I suppose, can you have the flu without a fever? The backs aren't up yet. If you're going to build a garage, build it wider than you think you need. There we go. Good thing I did the heavy work. Got it done yesterday. Down we go. I like how slow and controlled this unit is. Car's down all the way now. I'm just waiting a couple extra seconds for the lift to finish collapsing down. Clink. That was one of those rubber blocks. It was probably stuck up on the rail and fell. That's what you heard there. Oh, the charger's still charging. Wow. All right. What a mess. Here we go. I guess I could have checked, huh? See if there's any obvious signs of leaking. I don't see any drips forming on the bottom of the pan. That's a good sign. There. See, now I can clean all this up and do a dance or whatever I want to, right? Get all my boxes and shelves, and I need to clean this up something fierce, don't I? Whew. The middle too and the side. You just start piling stuff. It's convenient to just drop it. Like, no, it's got to get put away. Let's go take a look at the car, huh? We got some burn off going on. Now that's to be expected at first. Hopefully that'll go away. I use WD-40 on the bolts, for example, so they're heating up right now and burning that off. Doesn't seem to be slowing down yet. Well, it didn't catch fire while I was getting my wallet, but there's still smoke coming out of the hood. Let's go for a ride, huh? You want to come? I'll just put you right in the passenger seat. Should we put a seatbelt on you? Right? Gotta have a seatbelt on. This is silly. How do other people on YouTube that drive and record, how do they do that? They just hold it, maybe? Alright. Get my seatbelt on too. Alright. Should I back you out to 0.5? 0.5. Come on. Oh, you're already there. Alright, let's go. So I'm actually checking for a couple of things. You know, first of all, just getting an operating temperature and try to burn off whatever it is I'm burning off. But also I want to see if I notice a difference in how it runs now that I've got the new, we replaced the spark plug boot and the spark plugs. It's got all new spark plugs. And one of the coil pack boots was broken off. So we replaced that too. And I suspect it wasn't always firing. It was missing sometimes. So we're gonna get to a straightaway, which is a while before we get to one. We live out in the sticks, y'all. A bunch of twisties, death sticks ready to drop on your head, you know. Good times. That was from the last ice storm. I mean, you know people have seen it that work in government. Oh, look, some deer. Did you see that whitetail? Chasing them. Okay, yeah. That puts you back in your seat. Not exactly a straightaway I can get going much, but that felt good. I'll be tickled if we don't have an oil leak anymore, I tell you. Oh, we got somebody coming. So I'm gonna pull on over here. He gave me the no-look wave. I do that to him sometimes too, though, when he drives by our place. There's a lot of people that know each other out here. I'm not going to say everybody knows everybody. Certainly I don't. But you look out for each other, and on these narrow roads, you know, unless you're an idiot, you really have to be courteous, you know. So if everybody gets in the habit of doing that, you're just going to have a much safer driving experience. You know, you and your spouse or your kids or grandkids going out driving, you want that culture to be, hey, I'm going to get over if I can for this guy coming. And if I can't get over for them, they're going to see that. They're going to get over for me. You know, one of us is going to... Now, you do have... You know, we've got a few that drive so fast they wouldn't be able to. You just dart for the ditch so you don't have a head-on collision. These blind curves, you know. Unless you're doing the right thing and looking way out ahead. Like, I'm looking 2 curves ahead if I can see it to see if anybody's coming. We actually prefer driving at night on these roads because you can see the headlights coming before you can see the car in the trees. So Sounds good. I haven't heard any missing even when it was idling. You know, it's easier to hear it miss when it's idling. So that's when I noticed it the most. Yep. At that curve, there's enough room you can get by without somebody having to hit the grass. Because that's I think the tightest turn or curve on the road. All right, a little straightaway here. Man, that sounds good. Sounds good and strong. About to step on it here. Uno, dos, tres. And that's 60. Oh man, that's good. Give you a break.